Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Emily, and since this is my very first video, I thought the best way to start would be answering some questions so that you guys could get to know me a little bit better. So grab a drink, grab a snack, and get comfy, and let's get to answering some questions. I have a list on my computer. There's about 20 some questions. Question number 1. When is my birthday and what is my zodiac? My birthday is May 22nd, and that would make me a Gemini. How old are you? I just turned 17, so officially an adult next year. Kind of scary. Where are you from? I am from Northern Alberta. I was born and raised. What grade am I in? I will be going into grade 12 this coming fall. Super excited about it, by the way. 5. Are you homeschooled? Yes, I have actually been homeschooled since grade 10. So this will be my 3rd year of being homeschooled, and I actually really like it. A follow-up to that, what's my favorite thing about being homeschooled? I would 100% say that my favorite thing is the flexibility. So like I can work at my own pace, and I can have a little bit more freedom with my schedule. And I know that homeschooling isn't for everybody, but for the last 3 years, that's what has worked for me, and I 100% would not change it. It's definitely been the best thing that I've done. What is the biggest misconception about homeschooling? I think the biggest misconception about homeschooling is that we don't socialize and that we're really lazy. And a lot of people out there picture us sitting at home all day doing nothing, but I can promise you that's not at all true. Homeschooling still requires a lot of work, responsibility, and self-discipline, because you are the one who stays on top of your schoolwork. You were in charge of getting it in on time, your own grades. Like, still, I have a big group of friends, I have hobbies, I have work, and a bunch of other things to keep me busy, so I'm not just sitting at home all day. So usually my days are pretty full, and sometimes they are sitting at home in my PJs being comfortable, but that's not an everyday thing like how most people think it is. But obviously homeschooling is very different than what it would look like in a traditional school. What is my favorite color? That's a hard one, because like I have a few, but if I had to pick one, I would 100% pick sage green, just because to me it's a very calming, simple color, and it just reminds me of nature and BC, which I'm currently here for the summer. So my videos are going to be kind of summery related. It's just one of those colors that will never get old to me. How would I describe myself in 3 words? I would 155% say awkward as number 1. I'd also say caring and ambitious, just because I always end up making the simplest situations awkward. And if you guys couldn't tell, I'm very bad with eye contact. It's just something that I've never developed well with people, is eye contact. So I'm sorry if I'm looking at my computer and not at the camera. Caring, I would say, just because I am a person who cares way too much about the people around me. Sometimes I care too much. Ambitious, because I have set a lot of goals for my future, and to this day and last year I've been working towards them each and every single day, and I'm so sorry about the stuttering. I apologize. What is my biggest pet peeve? I would say my biggest pet peeve is when people are rude or just inconsiderate for no reason. Like, I'm a pretty understanding person, so it just really bothers me when people don't treat other people with the basic respect. What is my biggest fear? I would say losing people I love or something happening to them. And then another one I would also say is failing at the things I'm good at or care about. What do I want to do after high school? After high school, I would really like to be a travel nurse, specifically in pediatrics. But if the travel nurse doesn't happen, I would still love to work in pediatrics. Another related question, question 13, why do I want to be a pediatric nurse? I've always wanted to be a nurse and to help people, but specifically pediatrics because I've always loved kids. And I've always grown up to be a caring person, like I've said. I've also spent a lot of time in hospitals growing up, and I've seen how much a difference a nurse can make on people. Even when things weren't like fully figured out or anything, they still made me feel safe and cared for, and I've always admired that about them. And I've always wanted to do the same thing that they did for me for other kids, if that makes sense. What are my hobbies? I would say that my hobbies are reading. I love reading. For short periods of time, I have severe ADHD, so reading usually lasts about 10 minutes. I love scrapbooking, journaling, and genuinely just doing a lot of creative things. I'm a very creative person. I think this is a very common one for people my age, spending time with friends and family, and going on walks, hikes, anything outside. I'll be there. I love being outside and taking pictures. One of my very good hobbies is I'm very good at taking pictures. What's something that people don't know about you? I would say if you didn't know me in person and are close with me, I'm a very awkward person, like I said, and I'm a very shy person at first. Once I'm comfortable, I open up a lot more, and I'm also a very big overthinker. But like once you get to know me, I will talk your ear off. I'm a very, very big talker, and I think you guys will get to know that a lot. What's a random fact about you? A random fact, I would say, is reverting back to question 15, that I'm awkward in situations. I know it sounds like I'm repeating the same thing over and over again in different ways. But like if you couldn't tell, I never know what to do with my hands, or when I'm being filmed, or talking to new people. Like this is my first thing. Like I've never been a big person at talking to the camera, but I think it'll be really good to like get out of my comfort zone for this. What's one goal I have this year? One goal I have for this year is to stay focused on school and just to do my best as I get closer to finishing high school and then preparing for nursing. And I think another big goal of mine, I know this is more than one, but another big goal of mine would be getting into one of my dream colleges or universities. I have a few in mind. Very excited for them. I see myself in 5 years. In 5 years, I see myself either still in nursing school or just starting my career as a peds nurse. I also hope that I have grown up a lot as a person and stayed close to the people I care about. I also see myself married, but we can't all have good things. Question 19. What is one piece of advice that I would give my younger self? One piece of advice I would 100% give my younger self is to stop overthinking and stop worrying so much about what other people think. That's always been a big thing for me. Like, to this day, I still in a sense care what people think, but I'm not as bad as I was when I was like, I think it got really bad when I was 8. And I just like remind myself that it's okay to not have everything figured out yet, because things always have a way of working out on their own, and I've always really liked that. Like, it's not really a quote, but saying in a sense. And then for our last question, what kind of life do I want to build for myself? See, that's a hard one. Because, like, I want to build a life where I feel happy, stable, and just proud of myself. And I want to become a pediatric nurse, like I said, and have a crew where I can help people actually make a difference. I also want a life that feels balanced, and I still have time for the people I love, same with my hobbies, and so, like, to have time for everything else, you know? I also just want a life that feels meaningful and like I'm doing something right, and also something I care about in the process. That was a really bad stutter there, sorry. But that was all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching my very first video and for getting to know me a little bit better. I'm really excited to be starting this journey and to see where it takes me. So you'll be seeing a lot of lifestyle videos, school content, maybe reading. I don't know. Like, I know everyone's like, find your own niche, but I don't think I could ever focus on one thing. You'll be seeing probably some scrapbooking, and 100% you'll be seeing nurse-related goals and just my everyday life. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment introducing yourself. Because I would love to get to know you as well. But thank you so much for being here from the very beginning, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!